Okay. Good afternoon, all friends. Let's begin today. So we people are going to begin with another topic today. So for whatever we people have done, it was about unit number 1, that English grammar, and I think that people have done with tenses, and you people have done with verbs also. So in today's class, we people are going to discuss some points regarding ISE 2 and unit test 2. Okay, for the same, we people are going to see some study material also, and I hope that you people are just completing your assignments also. So are you working on your assignments? Have you submitted it, completed it, or not yet? Is it audible? Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's begin. I will share the screen. Just 1 minute. So I will set the screen and then people will continue. Okay, so I hope that it is visible in your study material sheet, Division E teaching diary. You people will just get other material for unit number 2 test, UT second, and ISC second. For that, you people are going to get some study material here. So in this column, I see second sample paper. So first of all, instead of going ahead for ISC sample paper 2, first of all, I will discuss the pattern for unit test 2. So on the screen, better I would like to just add a text here, and you people just to see if it is visible there also. So unit test, it will be for 20 marks. Okay, so out of this question first, it will be on synonyms, and there you will have 5 marks. Then question 2 will be on antonyms. For that, you will have same 5 marks. Then question 3 will be based on prefix. So for prefix also, you are going to have 5 marks. And question 4 is going to be on suffix. And for this also, you will have 5 marks. So this way, the people will just face unit test second for 20 marks. So out of that, how to attempt this? So first of all, for synonyms and antonyms, you people are going to have MCQs. So you will be given synonym, and you people have to, you will be given one word, and you people have to choose the synonym of that word from the given options. So MCQs will be for synonyms 5 marks. For antonyms also the same will be there. One word will be given. You people have to choose the correct antonym of the given word. So out of this, so this will be for 10 marks. But for question number 3 and question number 4, you people have to write down words which are beginning with the given prefixes. Suppose that if any prefix is given something like this, suppose that this. So people have to write down how many words? 5 words you people are going to write down. Okay, which are beginning with this. Similarly, you people have to just attempt according to whatever the questions which are asked for prefix and suffix. So you people are going to attempt it. This question will not be MCQ type. Here you people have to write it down. And when you are going to write it down and after submitting, you will get the score of first 2 questions only. So whatever marks you are going to obtain, it will be out of 10 marks only. Okay. So try to remember that what marks you are going to get for prefix and suffix, that marks will be added by me. I will see your answers and then I will give marks as per your responses. If you write down all 5 words of prefixes and suffixes, then you will get 10 marks for prefix and suffix. And if you get 10 marks in synonyms and antonyms, then you will get 20 marks, something like this. And if you attempted prefix and suffix and you submitted, you will be seeing that it is showing wrong answers. Okay, why it is showing wrong answers? Because for prefix and suffix there is no any one answer which is correct, and there is no any answer key, so therefore it will be shown wrong. So don't get confused, or don't think that I have attempted all questions correctly, I have written all prefixes and suffixes correctly, but still it is showing wrong. Okay, so all you take care of this. So is there any question about this now? Unit test बद्दल कुणाला काय अडचण आहे? किसी को कोई दिक्कत है?
सर हे लिहून कुठे सबमिट करायचं?
11 असाइनमेंट
नाही, आता हे प्रीफिक्स सफिक्स जे आहे ना युनिट टेस्टला, ते लिहून कुठल्या फॉर्मवर सबमिट करायचं? तिथेच आहे का ते पण?
Don't write it on the page. Okay, you have to write it on the Google form itself. On the Google form you will be provided space. So question will be different. Earlier questions were MCQ, people were choosing the only option. So this time there will be question and then there will be space to write answer. Suppose that in the question paper you will see that prefix this. So below that you will be having space to write your answers. The way you people write down name of the student, below that you people write down your name. Similar type of response will be there. This will be given there, and you people are going to write down the words which are beginning with this. So don't write anywhere, only in Google form, only on the link only you people have to write. No need to write it on page or don't upload it. Okay? Got it or not?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Is there anyone who doesn't know about unit test 2 or having questions, doubts, queries? Okay. So there is no any response. It means that all people are having got it clear. So after that, now people will talk about now ISC format. Okay. So after unit test, there will be ISC second, and I will make it clear. If you want to take screenshot of this unit test 20 marks, you can take. Otherwise, I will make it clear. And I'm going to talk about now ISC second. So if you go here, you'll see ISC second sample paper is here. Okay. And if you go and click on this, you'll get one more sample paper for ISC second. So now all of you pay attention. See, ISC 2, it will be of 25 marks. Okay. And in this 25 marks, first question, it will be of MCQ type. Okay. And those MCQs will be based on unit number 3, oral communication. So in your unit number oral 3, there is a conversation. Okay. So you people are talking about dialogues. So questions are based on this. A dialogue is, what is dialogue? Whether it is speech, conversation, motivation, presentation. Then similar questions will be there. 5 questions will be there. If you attempt 5 correctly, you are going to get 5 marks here for first question. Okay. Then next question number 2, it is about develop 8 to 10 dialogues on the given situations. Okay. So in this, what you are going to do now? Here you people are going to choose one situation and you people are going to write down dialogues. So here you are expected to write now use pen and paper. So people have to write down dialogues on paper, then you people have to scan it, then you have to convert it into PDF, and then you have to upload it on the link which is given there. Okay, so this way you people have to complete question number 2. You people are going to write down 2 dialogues. Each dialogue will be for 5 marks. So question 2 will be for 10 marks, and 3 situations will be given. Out of 3, you can attempt any 2. You can attempt 3 also if you like. If you want to add it, you can write down 3 dialogues as well. Then question number 3 is there. Question number 3 is based on unit number 4, that is reading comprehension. Okay, so what is reading comprehension? In reading comprehension, you will be given one unseen passage. Okay, so you people have to read that given passage carefully, and then you people have to attempt the questions which are based on this passage. Okay, so here you will get 6 questions for 10 marks, and if you answer all of them correctly, you are going to get marks out of 10. So here for this question number 3, whether you have to write answers or whether they will be MCQ, I will let you know afterwards. Okay, so based on this, you people will just try to prepare for ISC second and unit test second also. And now people are going to discuss some notes and some important points regarding unit test and ISC 2. So now let me know if there is any difficulty question regarding ISC second format.
So पहला question जरा explain करता है.
Yes, question first, it will be of MCQ, and this question will be based on unit number 3, that is oral communication. And in oral communication 3.21 is there, dialogue writing. Okay, so in that dialogue writing, what is dialogue and what is comprehension, and dialogue, how it is, notes we are going to discuss ahead, or whatever the questions are there, its answers also and notes also we are going to discuss. A dialogue is whether it is speech, conversation, motivation, presentation. You have to skip options. It is not speech at all. Speech we don't call dialogue. Motivation not at all. Presentation also not also. It is a conversation. Okay. Then similarly, if you think of comprehension, comprehension is interpretation and understanding. And dialogue is generally in the form of questions and answers. Okay. And in dialogue, suitable greetings are necessary. The relationship between the participants in a dialogue can be formal or informal. That is true. So relationship can be formal also, can be informal also. So you people will go to the notes now. As far as format is concerned, format मध्ये कुणाला काय अडचण आहे? Yes or no? Answer me. If there is any difficulty, you ask me. If not, then say no.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, fine, good. So now let's discuss some notes which are added for unit number 2 and unit number 3 and 4. No, unit number 3 and unit number 4. Okay, so after discussing sample question paper, now here unit number 2 is here, and 2.1, it says synonyms and antonyms. And when you open this document, you will get the words or list of words which are having synonyms and antonyms. And this list is again having its difficulty level also. So there are 3 difficulty levels. If the word is very simple or if it is easiest, then it's A. B means it is medium, and C means it is difficult. So if you will come across with the words, depending upon that level is also decided. And now don't expect that very simple words like come and go, hot and cold, and pass and fail, something like this. But as you people are going to appear for maybe GATE exams, maybe some MPSC, UPSC exams or SSC exams, anywhere in your maybe career, for sometimes for aptitude also, there are some questions based on synonyms and antonyms. So you people have to refer this list of words which is given here, and accordingly you people have to prepare. Okay. So there is nothing to teach in fact for synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms means similar meaning words and antonyms means opposite meaning words. And the words or list which is given here, abundant, desert, forsake, this will be synonyms, and keep will be antonyms. So similarly, you people have to go through all this list. You people have to read once, twice, thrice, whatever number of times possible. You people have to read it again and again. Or better, I will suggest you people can write it down the words also which are new to you. For example, this word beginning is very simple for me, and I know the meaning of it. And when I read its synonym start and initiate, that also I can understand. And its antonyms finish and end, these are also very simple for me. So there is no need to write down the word beginning. But now if you go to the another word, like you can take example of competent. Okay, so if you see, read this competent word. So in this case, I don't know meaning of the competent word, or competent word is new for me, and I don't know synonyms also. In that case, I will just note it down in my notebook, and I will write down its a synonym, capable or qualified, and I will write down its antonym also, incompetent or inept. And if necessary, I will add its Marathi meaning also. And you have to do it with the help of internet dictionary. Okay, so this way you people have to go through these synonyms and antonyms. Okay. Or colossal, here is word colossal. So if you see the word colossal, I have not read it before, or I don't know its meaning. So in that case, I have to check its meaning. I have to see its synonyms. I have to see its antonyms also. And I have to note it down in my notebook also. Okay, so will you do this for synonyms, antonyms? Here is list of words. You people go through all this list and try to be familiar with all these synonyms and antonyms. काय अडचण आहे का? In case of synonyms and antonyms.
तर यातले येणार आहेत का म्हणजे यासारखे?
For test, I will add randomly, maybe from this or maybe out of. You people have to answer based on your conscience, that whatever the knowledge you have, and additionally you are attempting it online. So don't expect that from this only will come or from anywhere. So there will be 10 words, 5 for synonyms and 5 for antonyms. They may come from anywhere. So in the exams, it is not like that you prepare this much and out of that will come. So don't expect that it can be from anywhere. But you will be in position to answer it, I'm sure. Okay. काय अडचण आहे का? Yes or no? In case of synonyms and antonyms.
No, sir.
No, sir.
But you go through this list. All you people read all these words, and as I suggested, you have to classify, categorize. Just simple, like no need to write it down, and those who are difficult for you, write it down. You can take your time. It is not mandatory to that's just every day you people are just coming across with number of words which may be difficult, may be simple. So in that case, you people every day 10 words, you just write it down. This way also you can complete, but you just go through it. It is not necessarily that you're taking it for subject only, for getting marks only, for test only. Don't do. You want to improve your vocabulary. You want to understand English. You want to speak English, better English. So therefore, you need a lot of vocabulary. And if you want to increase your vocabulary, one of the options for increasing your vocabulary is to find out synonyms and antonyms of this word. So therefore, don't take it casually, but honestly and genuinely, you go through it and try to increase your vocabulary. It is going to help you a lot. Then let's go to the next 3.2 is there. And 3.2 is extemporaneous speeches. Okay. So We'll discuss what extempore speeches are here. So if you have heard about speeches, then generally how these speeches are conducted, usually you people are given titles or topics for preparation. You people prepare for such speeches and then you deliver it. So that is normal process. But in case of impromptu speaking or in case of this extempore speech, you people will not be given any kind of prior intimation about the topic. Directly you will be given topic. Maybe hardly 5 minutes only. You'll be given to think about it and then you people have to speak on the spot. So therefore it is necessary that you people should be prepared for such talks. Usually we don't speak like this, but maybe in your professional life or sometimes it is expected that you people have to speak like this. So in that case, you people will just talk some topics, simple topics like pollution, corruption, elections, and maybe nature. Very simple topics will be given for this kind of talks, and based on that, you people will be evaluated. That how you think, your ability to think immediately, then your presence of mind, how you are just responding, and how you generate ideas. Also, how you just you sequence to the maybe whatever the points that you are raising. Okay. Then ability to connect with the panel. Usually there are some people who are observers. They are usually in panel. So you have to connect with them. You have to just maybe understand them, and maybe if you are just speaking something and they are getting you, that will be fine. So you have to connect with this audience and this panel. Then important is your communication skills. How do you speak, whether you are speaking in English and making some mistakes of grammar, maybe pronunciation, maybe some here and there may happen. So your communication skills will be evaluated. So you have to take care about this also. And overall, your presentation skills, like how you are standing, if you are giving oral presentation, how you are standing in front of audience. And if you are having presentation, quality of presentation, your body language, your posture, your gesture, and the way you maintain eye contact with the audience, etc. Then your mentally preparation, how you are prepared mentally, understanding the audience, whether you are taking audience into consideration or whether you are just speaking only, and whether your audience understand what you speak, handling of mental blocks smartly, whether if there are some disturbances, how you manage them, something like this. And here are some points you can just take into consideration, that quick mental thought process. So immediately start thinking and gather your thoughts. Keep the pace equal. It shouldn't be that initially you are beginning with very well, but in the middle of your speech or at the end of your speech, you are not able to perform well. So keep pace equal from the beginning to the end. Practice for a minute. So as I told you that you people are declared your topic at the 11th hour or maybe at the last minute, but if you are getting 1 to 2 minutes, you have to practice what you are going to speak, you have to think of it. Then again, as I told you, that you people have to keep it very short. It should not be that you are going to speak for 15 minutes and then you are thinking, if I have to speak 15 minutes, so you are extending, you are trying to stretch your speech unnecessarily. So don't do this. Keep it short, keep it effective, keep it simple. And here you people have given some topics for extempore speech. So people can just have this. If you would like to talk, you can just ask me, sir, I would like to talk any of these topics. I will give you a chance. So first topic is social media is making us unsocial. Immediately it struck to us that how these days social media and it making us unsocial, it means that we have to focus on disadvantages of all social media. So what are the things, how the people they are misusing it, and what happens because of the social media? All these points you people have to immediately consider and start making your opinions, start thinking of your own examples that you can give, and make this speech maybe for 3 to 5 minutes. Think if you can speak. Is there anyone who can speak on this topic? Social media is making us unsocial. Is there anyone? Maybe After 1 to 3 minutes also you can tell me, sir, I would like to speak. Any of these topics, out of 10 topics, you can choose anyone. Okay, then second, are scores a good measure of intelligence? So usually in our culture, in Indian culture, people say, based on your good marks and your scores, your intelligence level will be decided. Someone is brilliant, someone is sharp, someone is average, medium, someone is dull, and something like this. So based on this, what do you think? Are scores a good measure of intelligence, or there are other skills also? Somebody knows well swimming, somebody can paint pictures well, somebody can swim faster and nice, somebody can play music, guitar, something like this. So only a good scores is not only measure to decide someone's intelligence. The next one is Make in India versus Make for India. So whenever we listen Make in India, so that time, is it for India? So of course, in most of the cases, it is not for India. So all you people just try to think, try to understand topic. Many of the times people get confused about their topics itself. They do not understand topics. So recently, actually for group discussion, one topic was given. The walls are dead. That was the topic of given for discussion. Okay. So when the topic was given, many of the students were unable to speak. They failed to understand walls are dead. And it has a reference that these days, because of globalization, people are coming together. Throughout the world, people are coming together. And there is no any barrier, which is literally earlier. It was because of geographical areas and something like this. But students fail to understand, and nobody is able to talk on this topic. So you people try to understand topics also well. Next thing is globalization. Number 5, the significance of a person's handwriting. Then rural development. Then number 7, challenges of Indian democracy. Need of communication in English, English grammar, and an interview. So is there anyone from your class who would like to talk any of these topics? Maybe for 1 or 2 minutes also. But let's see whether you are able to perform extemporary. Is there someone who can speak? No one is there. Okay. Let it be. Take courage. Sometimes you might be having fear, nervousness. Forget about this. Until and unless you are not going to start, you are not going to speak, your fear is not going to disappear. So take an opportunity always, and always speak. Don't hesitate. Don't fear. Here some examples are given. Here in the written format it is given, but extemporary speech usually it is in spoken format. But for you, it is given in the written. My favorite hobby and an accident that I saw. Okay, that was about 3.2. Shall we go to the next point? After this, we are going to discuss another notes, and here it will be reading comprehension. This will be 4.1, and in 4.1 it will be a reading comprehension. In this reading comprehension, I think that you people have been practicing this kind of reading comprehension since your 8th standard. Okay, so what is there in reading comprehension? Usually this is unseen passage. Okay, you people will be given one passage. You people have to read it very carefully, and when you read, so that time you people have to understand what is this about, what this paragraph is about, and then you people have to read questions given there. And after reading questions, the people are going to answer these questions. So in this IC second, you people are going to have one unseen passage. Okay. So when you are going to read this passage, let's try to understand what is given here. Comprehension is an ability to understand something. So what is comprehension? Comprehension is nothing but your understanding. In context with language studies, comprehension is an exercise where content is understood, incorporated, and reproduced in own words. So first of all, you have to understand, you have to grab it, you have to reproduce it in your own words. An engineering professional has to understand technical as well as non-technical concepts, ideas or messages at workplace. So when you will be just becoming employees at some organization, so that time you will come across with that number of information is being given and taken. So whenever you just read some piece of information, that time first of all you have to understand it, you have to just incorporate, you have to just reproduce it in your own information, and it may be sometimes technical, it may be sometimes non-technical. So thus there is a need of understanding the unfamiliar content by paying careful attention to context and reproducing the same if required. Before joining an industry, an engineering student has to face a recruitment process where comprehension is used as a tool to find out how well a candidate understands content and language. So here also you people will come to know at the time of recruitment also sometimes you are expected to go through such process, and usually it is in the form of paragraph and question answers. Okay, so maybe if you are going to prepare for UPSC exams, MPSC exams, or any other exams also, sometimes in placements also, aptitude questions also, you people are given one passage, and based on your understanding, questions are asked about that passage. So here some tips are given. We will go through these tips. So first tip says, read the given passage carefully. So you have to read this passage carefully, and it is not in one time, or once you read and then you'll understand everything, it will not be the case. So you people have to read once, twice, sometimes thrice also. So you have to read it passage very carefully. Sometimes first to read, then read questions, and then again read passage. This way people will try to understand in a better way. Try to understand the central idea of the passage. So central idea means what? What is the writer trying to convey? And what is this passage about? That is nothing but central idea of the passage. Then next, number 3, read the questions carefully and try to locate the answers from the given paragraph. So then after reading is done, then you just go to the questions. Then questions also, read questions carefully and then try to find out answers of those questions from the passage. Then next, number 4 says, if you find any difficult word, try to understand its meaning with reference to the context. Sometimes, or many of the times it happens that we people read the paragraph, but in that paragraph there are many new and difficult words which we do not know the meaning. So in that case, we people have to guess the meaning or understand the meaning of the words from the context. Those words which you know, from that you have to guess, understand meaning of the new words that you don't understand. Then next, number 5 says, try to understand the tone of the author. What the writer is trying to convey, that you people just try to understand. Then answer in full sentences. Whenever it is required, you people are expected to write down answer. Don't write in short, but the people have to write it in full sentences. Then next one is this. Don't copy the lines from the passage as they are. Many of the times I have seen that students, they simply find the question and a few words from the question, important words from the question they read, and the same words they try to find out in the passage. And once they found such words in the passage, they copy 3 lines of this passage, the same lines which are there, and one line before that words and one line after that words. So this way they try to copy half of the passage as an answer for such questions. So don't do. In fact, you have to write down the exact answer of the passage. Okay. For your exercise, here some passages are given. So those passages you people will just see here. So exercise first, it is about Anil Kumble. So you people just read this passage, and here some questions and as well as answers are also provided to you. Okay. Then next, number 2, there is passage. It is about importance of trees and plants. So people can read this, and questions and answers of this passage are also here. Then next is exercise number 3. This is about importance of concentration, how you can focus, how you can concentrate. So you can just try to read, understand, and find out question answers. Then there is Paragraph number 4. This is about Swami Vivekananda, and you just read this passage. Passages are very short. You can go through these passages and try to find out answers. So only 4 paragraphs are given here, and with these 4 paragraphs, you people just prepare for this ISC second. Okay, is there any question, difficulty, comprehension बद्दल असेल, or maybe about dialogue writing बद्दल असेल? If not, yes, Nagesh. Is there any difficulty, Nagesh? Okay, all right. Nobody is having no difficulty, or they are not even saying also, asking also. In this case, it's okay. It's all right. So see that some of the students, they're joining still now. So maybe you can see that students who are joining for just attendance. So it is better suggestion that if you do not join, in that case it will be okay. But don't just cheat yourself. I will just close it, and then people will just think about whatever left. So unit number 5 is also there, which is already added here, and we are not going to discuss unit number 5 right now. We are going to discuss after completion of ISC second, and ISC sample paper, question paper is also there for 3. So that will also, people will just discuss it afterwards also. So whatever the time you people will have, we will discuss it for dialogue writing, for comprehension, and if there is any questions and answers, synonyms and prefix and suffix also. It's not when you people have your CS2 test as schedule declared to you, or not declared it. Unit test second of communication skills. On which date? Or you don't know anything? The people answer me. Yes, no, काहीतरी असं. UT2 कधी आहे हे एक सांगितले का? शेड्यूल आले का UT2? Okay, so I think that there is no any response in this case.
So unit test or chapter test?
Chapter test.
It's today.
आला सर आज.
Okay. Okay, fine. So 5th of April. Okay. So in fact, today is communication skills chapter test. Pranav. In this case, you people from the notes which are given here, because we are not done till with synonyms, antonyms, prefix, suffix, but these topics are very simple. I'm sure that all students can do. Here, I will suggest a little bit when if you are asked to write down words with the prefix like this. So some students, they are just mentioning any words, or if it is suppose prefix miss, then some students have written answer like this, miss. So this miss is not expected, or this is not correct answer. So you are expected to write down miss as prefix. So if you remove this prefix, so what will remain? Only yes will remain. Okay, and that is not going to be correct today. So you people have to answer like misunderstand, or miscommunication, misbehavior, mismanagement, miscarriage, mispronunciation, something like this. So there are a lot of words. Simply people try to understand, but there should be root word for this. Then only it will be okay. Okay, so with this now we do not have other things to discuss. So I will just confirm absent numbers for today's class. So let me know roll number 3 absent, roll number 10, roll number 15, 16, 18, 25, 27, 31, 32, 36, 43, 45, then 66, 72 and 73. These are absent numbers.
Sir, 18 present.
32.
18 is present, then 38 you are present. So once again confirm your number is not there. Roll number 3, 10, 15, 16, 25, 27, 31, 32, 36, 43, 45, 66, 72 and 73. Okay, all right. So with this, today we are going to stop here. Remaining time you people spending maybe preparing of your whatever test is there next. Okay. So thank you for joining today. In next class, we'll continue with dialogue writing and other points. I will end this meeting for everyone.